News you could use. So, we're gonna go over real quick following of the XRP case. So these are some developments real quick that makes you think, where's this thing going, right? So Eleanor Torres, she's been reporting on the case and the developments of the case for the last 2.5 years. And here she says, just to take note of this. I want to make the point that this move by Ripple does not mean they're going public tomorrow or even a few months from now. It takes a minimum of 6 months to even prepare an IPO. But this meeting with the major Wall Street analysis shows Ripple is getting the ball rolling. And what is she talking about? Well, this is what she's talking about. So Ripple, in the new April, Ripple hosted a private roadshow, which, if you don't know, a roadshow is where you gather a bunch of potential investors, big ones, that are willing to invest and be VC and VC capital for you to create your IPO, right? They're going to buy early shares in your company, right? Now, if you go to LinkedIn, right? You can buy shares of Ripple, which I haven't bought any yet, but I definitely want to before this IPO happens. But you got to be an accredited investor. So we'll go into that later down the line. But anyway, so Ripple hosted a private roadshow, a marketing event where a company and its underwriters meet with potential investors to generate interest in an IPO. I'm told it was attended by just about every reputable institutional investment firm on Wall Street. What do you think that means? Is that bullish or is that not? I would say that's pretty bullish, right? So here's some comments from people. Ripple is smart. They know a better IPO in the bear market makes more sense. So why is this happening? So if we go here, let's go here. So it's the Google patents. Let's just go to Google, right? And let's go just to regular Google. Let's go to Google, regular Google, right? Boom. Okay, and let's look up Bitcoin halving. Okay, when is it? Okay, here's the countdown clock. So the clock, 317 days from today. So let me open up another tab here. Duplicate tab. So that's the Bitcoin halving. So let's look at calendar. 2024. Okay, so here's our calendar, right? And this is our calendar from 2023 to 2024. So the Bitcoin halving is 317 days from now, estimated April 15th. So April 15th, here we go. This month here of 2024 is officially when the bull run is going to start. So right now we're in June. So 6 months from now puts us right here at January. Right here where the sizzle is starting to hit, right? Everybody's starting to get bullish. Everybody's getting excited. There's coins already exploding. Bitcoin's about to be harder to mine, so it's going to inherently become more expensive, right? So this is perfect timing. Ripple already knows what's going on. The XRP is gonna go ballistic, right? This is my predictions. I could be wrong, but everything's pointing to that. Somebody knows some stuff, and I would think that for you to not take into consideration all these things would be, a colossal miss of opportunity. And yeah, so anyway, so they're going into they probably want to release their IPO in January, February, and they're starting it now, which is very bullish. It means they probably know they're going to win the case. The case could settle June 13th, right? We have 10 days. So not financial advice, but I'm still accumulating every little bit I can more. And let's go here. So here's Weiss Wind. He's a developer on the XRPO Labs. He's talking about here, why is the ETH EVM ecosystems coming up with new cool features and ideas, and why is the XRPO always playing catch up? Well, because of smart contracts. You don't have to change the entire blockchain protocol. You get a blank canvas. Come up with a new feature. So this is going to go with hooks, right? here it goes with hooks here. So it's going to be a lot easier for developers to create smart contracts and create new protocols and build new systems on the XRPL network, right? But the initial network, the initial XRPL, right, you have to go through a bunch of amendments and approvals, and it's very, very stringent and strict, right? Which is good for the network. It means that not just anybody can come in the network and destroy what people have built for the last 12 years, right? But on the next layer, sure, you could create something as a cookie cutter system, like when you go to web page builders and you could build it really quickly, right? Where they're going to create hooks to where it's so easy to create a smart contract that just a regular guy like or gal, could create a smart contract and create a program, and just like when people are creating apps for iPhones and it was a gold rush, it's going to be like that for smart contracts with the XRPL. So this is going into the future in the next 3-4 years. This is something to keep in mind and look out for. Like you could create a smart contract that essentially can make you rich, right? And it won't be that hard to do it. You won't have to have super programming knowledge. It'll be pretty simple, and that's what they're creating. But anyway, let's go back to what Weisswin's saying. I've been around in the XRPL ecosystem long enough to be certain it's not because of a lack of brains and creativity by the XRPL devs. It's insanely hard to write core XRPL code. Even harder to get your idea merged by RippleX devs, close to impossible to get voted in. So, how can XRP ledger protocol chains lead instead of play catch up with the latest crypto DeFi fad and retail features? By giving XRP ledger protocol devs a blank canvas for their ideas and creativity as well. And at XRPL Labs, we've built just that. It's called hooks. Boom. And they've been talking about it for a while. Now they're really getting to the final stages of it. With hooks, developers can add their own logic and state to accounts on XRP Ledger protocol chains with hooks enabled. Better key management, compliant features, enterprise features, games, automation, limited single signing delegation, one implementation to rule them all. Almost half a year ago, we published a blog about hooks. Here it is right here. So hooks aren't just an idea. The technology exists today. On our hooks version 3 testnet, the hooks amendment is coming. We just finished a full hook security audit by Go FYEO report to be published soon. So let's check that. Let's check out the maybe we want to go into this, or maybe we'll go over it. So hooks, smart contracts for XRPL ledger. Adding hooks to the XRPL increases its functionality and expands the range of potential services on offer for retail and enterprise users. One of the key features that sets the XRPL ledger apart from other blockchains is its ability to do things natively, such as token issuing, escrows, and decentralized trading. Other chains require smart contracts to do the same. So that's a big deal because you could go straight to the source, right? Other chains have to bounce around before they get there. So imagine the speed of one arrow as opposed to having to bounce around. That's what it's telling you, right? Extremely efficient, in other words. Right? And at the highest levels of institutions, efficiency is king. Speed is king. Right? So this is what that's telling you. One of the key features that sets the XRP ledger apart from other blockchains is its ability to do things natively, such as token issuing, escrows, and decentralized trading. Other chains require smart contracts to do the same things. All these and more are built into the XRPL, making it efficient and well documented. Adding hooks to the XRPL increases its functionality and expands the range of potential services on offer for retail and enterprise users. What are hooks? Hooks allow the creation of customized logic and automation within the XRPL, making transactions smarter and more convenient. These small, efficient modules add custom on-ledger functionality, such as creating custom triggers for specific events on the ledger. These triggers can be used to send on-ledger actions to execute other actions in response to the specified event. Hooks are currently only available on the XRPL Labs public hooks testnet as the feature in under development. There is a hooks builder site where you can develop, test, debug, and deploy your own hooks on testnet in your browser using our examples or building your own from scratch. Why is hooks a big deal? Simply put, hooks add smart contract functionality to the XRPL. They give you the freedom to build and deploy your applications with functionality tailored to your specific needs and requirements. They can be used to implement the most business logic and smart contract ideas. Once a hook is set up on an account, it can allow you to 1. Block or allow transactions to and from the account. 2, change and keep track of the hook's internal state and logic to inform programmatic choices. 3, send out transactions on the account's behalf. Hooks can be written in C or any other language and then compiled into WebAssembly. WebAssembly, so meaning you will be able to, all type of people will be able to build. That's pretty cool. So some examples of specific hooks: auto-saving hooks automatically transfer a set amount of XRP into separate savings account on the ledger. This could be done regularly, such as daily, weekly, or monthly, to help the person save a portion of their XRP and build up their savings. Carbon offset. This right here. This is something to take note of. This will be big in the future. Keep in mind this. Don't overlook that. Carbon offset hook. When sending funds, an extra transaction is sent out for 1% of the amount spent. This transaction is sent to a carbon offset account run by a non-governmental organization, NGO, which will use the money to plant trees. This is going to be a big deal. Remember what I said. Firewall hook. Malicious small transactions containing memos or outgoing payments to confirm spam accounts are blocked. The hook can retrieve a block list from a different hook installed on a different account. This means the user does not need to update their firewall to remain safe. Additionally, the user can impose spending limits to prevent high amounts from being withdrawn. How do hooks differ from the Ethereum virtual machine, the EVM? Hooks, XRPL hooks, and the EVM both allow developers to build and deploy custom logic and automation within their respective platforms. However, some key differences between these two technologies set them apart. One of the main differences between hooks and EVM is the platform they are designed to work with. Hooks are specifically designed to work within the XRPL ledger, while EVM smart contracts only work with Ethereum-based blockchains. Hooks are more efficient because they are WebAssembly, which is faster and more efficient than the bytecode used by the Ethereum virtual machine. Additionally, XRPL hooks use guards to ensure that maximum execution time is well-bounded and known ahead of time. So in other words, hooks has it beat on a lot of accounts already, but it's still early. They're giving Ethereum a head start. Let's see if that's going to matter in the next few years. Alternative to hooks on the XRPL. Ripple and Peer System announced that an EVM-compatible sidechain is now live on the company's DevNet. And just to say this, I'm not an Ethereum hater. I own Ethereum too. Not much, but I own some Ethereum. But if I was to, tell you who I'm more bullish on, if I had two teams, say I had a soccer team, and I had players, right? And or if you have a basketball team and you have all these players on each team, right? And one team has much better teams. Like, for example, you have guys that are superior in coding and programming knowledge, at the time, like, for instance, Stephen Thomas, David Schwartz, Jed McCaleb, Arthur Brito. And then you got over here, Ethereum, you have Vitalik, who is Stephen Thomas's apprentice, right? So yeah, this guy created this. He had enough knowledge to create this, but he's not as well thought out as these guys who've been building for the last 20 years. So when I look at that, I'm a person who relates cryptocurrencies to sports teams in a way. Like, wherever the talent is at, that team is gonna eventually win the title. And in this case, it might be a 10-year, the season might be 10 years, 20 years in this, right? It's a long building process. But for you to count out all this talent that Ripple has had as just some kind of shit coin or some kind of coin that's not going to perform, you would be naive to think that. When Ethereum, okay, they have early success, they had a bunch of developers, and these guys are talented too, but clearly these guys juniors. These guys apprentices, you know what I'm saying? They went off and created their own thing. Yeah, it was respectable, of course. I like Ethereum, but long term, I'm most bullish on XRPL. Why? Because I know that these guys are like some elite builders. They're just go look at what they built. Look at who they are and what they've been doing for the last 20, 30 years. You'll know these guys are not just the run of the mill type of people, right? So anyway, A little bit of my 2 cents there. The EVM sidechain is alternative to hooks that it adds a type of smart contract functionality to the ecosystem. However, sidechains operate on layer 2, so any smart contracts running on a sidechain are not directly integrated into the XRPL. In order to use the smart contract functionality, the sidechain XRP first has to be swapped onto the sidechain, then later swapped back. This means the transaction essentially gets processed twice, once on the sidechain, then again on the XRPL, meaning layer 2 smart contracts cannot influence the flow. Once again, efficiency. Hooks can decide if a transaction is allowed in the first place. Layer 2 can make a retroactive decision, but the initial transaction has already happened. Hooks are more closely integrated with the XRPL, operating directly on layer 1 of the XRPL, so they are more tightly integrated with the underlying blockchain technology than the EVM compatible sidechain to take advantage of the specific features and capabilities of the XRPL platform. Hooks are implemented using WebAssembly, designed for high-performance environments such as edge computing. What is edge computing? Go look it up. So, long story short, we're at the end of it. Hooks will expand the on-ledger functionality and help XRPL grow. Hooks will bring native smart contract functionality to the XRPL, allowing the development of custom applications tailored to the specific needs and requirements of the account holder, opening up whole new domains of functionality, as the possibilities with hooks are almost unlimited. As the XRPL continues to grow, there is no doubt that hooks will play a significant role in driving further innovation and adoption of platform by retail and enterprise users. Right? These guys are clearly playing the long game. Clearly. So that's something to take note of. This guy's a, elite builder. We're working with compliance and legal to get hook-enabled sidechain running. The chain will be there to stay, complementary to the XRP ledger. It will launch with hooks enabled from ledger 1. No ICO, no airdrop. We're not leeching. We're expanding the ecosystem. End of thread. Pretty bullish. This guy's a real builder. He's been building for a long time. I like to follow the builders. So that's just my 2 cents. Hope this message reaches you well. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I wish you the best.